Hey everyone, it's Coolkid here, and I'm doing another One Piece discussion video, and it'll be about Yamato again. Look, I like talking about Yamato in these discussion videos, alright? But yeah, this discussion video will be about what is Yamato's Devil Fruit again, and I feel like I need to do this again with especially the reveals of what we got in One Piece chapter 1019. So, yeah, I guess let's get into it with looking in what Yamato's Devil Fruit looks like. When we got from the end of One Piece chapter 119, we got the reveal of Yamato's hybrid form, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. Honestly, just from looks alone, it kind of looks maybe deer or fox-like, and heck, maybe even a little mink-like. But yeah, we got that, and also we got the fact that in the chapter, just a little bit earlier, we got Kaido saying, I worked so hard to acquire that Devil Fruit, I never intended for you to eat it. And Yamato responds like, I was hungry. I didn't know what would happen either. I wanted to go to sea, but I couldn't swim anymore. So yeah, basically, actually, I think this is like the third or fourth time we've learned a character's like, oh yeah, they didn't really mean to eat the Devil Fruit because it was a Devil Fruit, but they only ate it because they were literally starving and hungry, and honestly, probably what the situation was after Kaido, searched this fruit endlessly and finally found it. It was like, alright guys, we're going to throw a massive party and we're going to get totally drunk because we found this amazing Devil Fruit, and everyone will get fed, well, except for you, Yamato, because you still keep going on about that Odin crap. Alright, you get no food, and young Yamato is just like starving, like, oh my god, I just want some food, and like in a pedestal somewhere, it's like, a fruit that's left on a pedestal. Hopefully no one will notice it. And Yamato just eats it and gets the fruit that way. Actually, the bigger question is, who was he attending for that Devil Fruit? Because, yeah, even by that point, he would have had the dragon fruit, the Azure dragon fruit. So, I'm not sure exactly who. Okay, that's definitely kind of interesting to, think about for a little bit. But, yeah. So, yeah, I actually do got some, possibilities I can think of off the top of my head. And, oh yeah, just before I get into that, I do have to say that, yes, I know the spoilers are out for the next chapter. And, while I haven't read the spoilers, Dark Brand from the Runaway Warlords, he told me that, yeah, the reveal of Yamato's Devil Fruit's name is in the next chapter, according to the spoilers, because someone spoiled it for him. I haven't read it, so, yeah, I haven't read it because, look, I want to make this video. I want to give out my, thoughts and theories on what could Yamato's Devil Fruit be. I just want to, talk about that. My guess is, for those people who read the spoilers are going to be saying about my guesses are, they're wrong, no, double wrong, no, super wrong, no, even triple wrong.
Or is it still double? Or is it more now? I was wrong as shit.
So yeah, my guesses might be totally wrong, but in case if they aren't, I'm just going to say, I totally called that. But yeah, let's get on to what are my guesses for Yamato's Devil Fruit to be. So, yeah, when I was looking around what Yamato's Devil Fruit could be, the biggest, most popular one that people were pointing out with now the white tiger, the white Byaku's, ideas now pretty much dead in the water. The big most one that I've seen is the Kirin, which is also known as the Chilin, which I believe I'm saying that right. Basically, the Chilin is a creature from Chinese mythology, which eventually, when it came to Japanese mythology, it was called the Kirin, which the Kirin is basically a chimera of a dragon, a deer, and a horse. Which is, I'll just say, the big reason why I think it'll probably be the Kirin is the fact that in a lot of art depicting the Kirin, it has like this, cloud, flowing fire, something around those lines of hair where it flows, and Yamato's hair kind of does the same thing. So I think it's very, very much likely why that is. And actually, I'll mention this about the Kirin. So when the Chinese actually first saw giraffes, they actually thought they were Kirin. So that's why in Chinese, I believe it's still, giraffes are still called Qilin. If I believe, I believe they still call them Qilin, which, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if giraffes came from a fantastical world. Maybe they came from possibly the Boiling Isles. I gotta get my Owl House reference. All right, look, I really am liking this show, but back on to it. I guess I'll mention the abilities that the Kirin do have, and it is mentioned that the Kirin have the ability to walk on clouds, refusing to harm even a single blade of grass walking on it. So I definitely do think that's actually pretty interesting that the Kirin can walk on clouds, kind of like a certain other dragon, like Kaido. So if it is the Kirin, I feel like what Oda might be doing is basically going for, as I said before in my many Yamato videos, Yamato and Kaido are more alike than probably Yamato likes to man, with this devil fruit. It's another way of showing it where maybe some of the other abilities that this devil fruit gets is, maybe somewhat similar to, certain moves and abilities that Kaido can do with his Azure Dragon Fruit, but, obviously on a weaker level. And heck, maybe even the Azure Dragon is basically like kind of an upgraded form of the Kirin fruit. So, I definitely do think that's interesting if Oda does go for that route. But, I guess I'll say about my thoughts, there is one thing I do have to admit, because, while I do like a lot about it, and I do think it's the most likely one to be, chosen out of the ones that, I give my guesses about, it's just that the fact that Kirin, with the flowing hair and everything, but they also are depicted, with scales, like a dragon would have, and it doesn't look like Yamato has any type of scales of any kind, so I don't know. With that, I just don't think that's likely. But I don't think so with that. But with its flowing hair, it's just that one thing that's missing. I mean, another thing that could add on to it, it's mentioned that in Japanese mythology, the Kirin is known as a holy creature. It only appears in places ruled by benevolent and wise leaders, and it is also well known for punishing the wicked. So I don't know if that particularly helps Yamato being a Kirin, but I still think it's the most likely compared to some of the other ones that I might bring up. Actually, speaking of, I guess, another type of chimera, I think I'm saying it right, chimera Yamato might be, which I had no idea about this creature until I saw a couple of people online mentioning this. I guess, chimera called the Kotobuki? I think I'm saying that right. The Kotobuki. And it's basically a chimera of each of one of the zodiac animals. So, that's, it's definitely interesting. I didn't even know this freaking creature existed. But a chimera of each of every single animal of the 12 zodiacs. And If you want to go into specifics, we got a head of a rat, ear of a hare or rabbit, the horns of an ox, comb of a rooster, beard of the sheep, the mane of a horse, the neck of a dragon, the back of the boar, the shoulder and belly of a tiger, the front legs of a monkey, rear legs of a dog, and tail of a snake. And yeah, that's definitely an interesting creature I've never heard about. But yeah, I just don't see it with Yamato. It just does. Yamato doesn't look like description or even a combination of all 12 zodiac animals. So yeah, I just don't honestly see that. That's one that I think it's absolutely false. But I wanted to bring it up, and also the fact that it's the 12 zodiac animals. So maybe if Yamato turned out to be a Kotobuki, maybe it has like 12 different powers, one representing, I don't know, a certain part of the, zodiac animals. That's interesting to think about. I just don't think it's likely from, design-wise. So yeah, there's that. Actually, the next one, well, it's not that I came up with this one. I did see someone online brought up the idea of what if it's the mink mink fruit, because when you look at Yamato's I guess hybrid form, it actually kind of does look like it does kind of look like a mink, especially compared to all the other hybrid forms. This one looks like, I guess, the most mink, or even, I guess, even kind of looks Zoan to me. Well, I definitely do think that's interesting. I just don't think it's a mink, alright? Because, from what, not Yamato, but from what Kaido said in the chapter, it makes it seem like, he worked really hard for this. So I think, one, it has to be some kind of mythical, and two, actually, now you speak of it, if it's would you consider something like the mink mink fruit mythical? Like, would you consider a sea king fruit a mythical fruit, since it obviously doesn't exist in our world, but maybe it's a regular Zoan because it does exist in their world? That's actually interesting to think about. But yeah, even excluding that, I just don't think it's the mink mink fruit, because I feel like by this point, if we're going to get something based on, I guess, an animal in the One Piece world, like the transponder snails, or as I said earlier, the sea kings, or heck, even the giants. We haven't gotten a fruit like that before, so I feel like if I was going to do a mink mink fruit and it was going to be Yamato, it would have been something that I don't know, we've seen more by that point. But yeah, I thought it was something interesting, so just want to bring it up. I guess another one that I saw people were throwing out was Artemis, or more specifically, Artemis's golden deer, or golden hind, because, Yamato's hybrid form does look kind of like a, deer, I guess. Well, I don't think it's Artemis. I do definitely like the idea that, well, maybe it could, if it's like, its mythical form could be based on God, but instead of, being, I don't know, some kind of godly human, it's based on their, I guess, animal association, which I guess to the next one, which I actually do like, and I actually do think it might be a legitimate possibility, a much more likely possibility than the last couple ones I've mentioned, is Amaterasu, which for the people who think it's Amaterasu, the reasoning they give is like, okay, in Okami, Amaterasu becomes a fox, right? So, this must mean why, Yamato's hybrid kind of looks fox-like. It must be because of that reason. And while that might be true in Okami, which, speaking of Okami, great game. I need to get the freaking HD part of it. But yeah, back on topic. That might be true with Okami, with Amaterasu being a fox. I wonder if there's any precedence in Japanese mythology for this. So I looked up Amarasu's animal associations are with a snake and I guess yokai creature that's kind of a chimera between a dragon and a fox. It's the Tatsukasune. Yeah, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So, I guess Amarasu being a fox, there is precedence for that. This is, there is something with Japanese mythology behind it. So it's definitely a possibility. Like, as I said earlier, honestly, with, Artemis and, the hybrid maybe being the golden deer or the golden hide. So, maybe with this animal association, it could be with a fox and, having the abilities of, Amaterasu, and possibly, we could also throw in, I guess, maybe other abilities of, sun gods have, and also throw it in there too, not just have, powers that Amaterasu depicted in Japanese mythology. So there could be also that. And also, I guess Yamato's hybrid form to me just generally looks more like a fox than something like a deer, in my personal opinion. I think it's way more fox-like than deer, so that's why I'm leaning way towards Amaterasu, which actually, I did watch Tekken 101's video, and he popped out the theory of maybe, this rare fruit that freaking Kaido was looking for, is one of the very three rarest devil fruits. They are Amaterasu, Susanoo, and Tsukuyomi, representing the three Japanese gods, which I definitely think that's an interesting theory. But then, after watching that, I thought to myself, what if it's not the three Japanese gods, but if the three rarest mythical devil fruits are each, I guess, the head gods of, other mythologies, like maybe one of them is, Amaterasu, the next one could be Zeus, and it could be Odin or Vishnu or whatever other head gods or powerful gods it could be. I kind of actually like that theory where it's, Yamato's fruit is the rarest of rare, devil fruits, one of three. So I definitely think that's very interesting that, that theory came out. But Amaterasu, Yamato possibly being one, and plus, it's Japanese mythology, and Wano is basically ancient Japan, and that's why I'm leaning towards more kind of fruits being more based around Japanese mythology, and I guess somewhat of Chinese mythology more likely than something like freaking Artemis, a Greek god. I think it's very unlikely, but it could surprise me. I guess next after that we'll have to talk about the Kitsune, or, because, okay. As I said earlier, with why it can't be the Nine Tails, as I said earlier, it was because, Kyria Devon, part of Blackbeard's crew, already has the Nine-Tailed Fox fruit, so it can't be that. And look, the thing you gotta understand about Japanese mythology, there's a whole different ton of Kitsune, or, mythical foxes out there. And while I'm going to be honest, I don't know all of them. I will mention two other. I'll mention specifically two here. But if I don't, here's what I'm going to tell you. If I don't guess right here, it's probably going to be some kind of Japanese kitsune or fox or whatever. That's as the best guess as I can give you if I'm not right with this. But yeah, the two specific types of kitsune that I'm thinking about here, or at least the ones that I looked at. I can't look after every Japanese, mythical kitsune, but the ones I'm thinking about specifically is the Inari, which basically the Inari are these mythical fox creatures that are kind of basically like the I guess mediums between gods and humans, talking in between the human world and the celestial world. and these foxes often protect these Inari shrines, which actually that's the big reason why, if you played something like Ghost of Tsushima, why the foxes lead you to all of these shrines and stuff. And also, if you play, I guess, just anything or watch any anime with Japanese mythology, and you see, and there's some kind of interaction between a fox in some type of shrine setting, that's the big reason why. And also, I guess it does mention that these Inari can provide wisdom and goods to often humans. Yeah, and these foxes can also protect humans in these Inari shrines. So yeah, that's why I got with there. So there's that. But there's also, I guess, another type of Inari, the Inari Okami, which the Inari Okami, you might think that's like, oh yeah, that's a god, right? Well, not exactly. From what, it's not really a god, but I'll explain it as a god for just easy sake. Look, I don't know everything about Japanese mythology, so I can't explain in much detail. I think actually Tekken in his video did a way better job of explaining it. But yeah, basically, I guess to give you a basic form of it is basically the Inari is the god of prosperity and agriculture and stuff like that. And well, I mean, I guess I didn't really think of this. I got this from freaking watching Tekken 101's video about this, and he basically said it's not really about the powers that the Inari Okami gives you, but specifically the what it represents as it being, well, not exactly, but kind of a god of agriculture and prosperity. Yamato's to represent, after all the deforestation and all of the factories in Wano, Yamato's represent, welcoming in a new king, a new age of prosperity of Wano, agriculture coming finally back in, and the defeat of an evil king or something like that. Like he explained in his video, it's supposed to represent the, I guess, new age of Wano, a new prosperity of Wano, than more than the ability of it. I don't know what exactly can the Inari Okami will exactly give Yamato. Maybe like I don't know. The ability to go pretty good plants, but that's all I really got for possible guesses of what could Yamato's devil fruit be. Well, actually, I did see in Sawyer's freaking chapter review, he did mention something like Fenrir, Loki's children from freaking not Greece, but Norse mythology. God, my head is just forgetting about but in Norse mythology, Fenrir is a freaking wolf that's Loki's son or daughter. I forgot which, and I think freaking Sawyer said something around the lines of, well, you see, how freaking Kaido does have the move Ragnarok. Maybe there's some kind of connection with this fruit and with freaking, Elbeth and everything, since they're so heavily based on Norse mythology. Which, actually, actually, I'll just say this. If freaking, I wonder, if Loki's devil fruit, we find out, is the Loki fruit, that would be insane. That's the same thing as, All for One having All for One, or is it One for All? I still get confused about that. But, yeah, I guess that's my only real thoughts that I have about my guesses. My actual guesses, I guess, I have is, most likely, I think it's the Kirin, Amaterasu, and possibly the Inari Okami. That's my best guesses, and if it's not that, it's probably some kind of Kitsune. I don't know which one specifically, but some kind. So yeah, that's why I got in. Hey, future editing here. So to explain, in the original recording, I wanted to talk about this, but unfortunately, I forgot to talk about it in the original video. So yeah, I'm editing this into here to talk about it. So yeah, recently, Brainline Review, came out with a video where it was an hour-long video talking all about Dressrosa, and he had, his fans and whatever, people sending videos talking about Dressrosa, what they liked about it, what they disliked about it, their thoughts and feelings about it, and a certain person, like me, was able to get in the video. I did send in a video to be in there, even though I was only in the actual video for like a couple of seconds. Hey, I was still in there. Also, the Runaway Warlords are also in there, and I show up in a couple of their videos. So yeah, I guess I have to shout them out. Actually, they are actually in there a lot more than you would expect it. So yeah, check out that video. Actually, surprisingly, I actually kind of forgot. I actually even sent in my Dressrosa project video. I almost completely forgot about that, but yeah, I'm in that video. I'm in a Brainline video. Yeah, it's a really cool video. I guess only one complaint is not about the video itself, but he doesn't really leave any links for the people that show up in the video, and I understand that the names show up at the end of the video, like thanks to all the people that send videos. He doesn't give links, but he does give people's names. Unfortunately, that's a problem for some of them. I can at least just say for me and Runaway Warlords, because he put me as Coolkid, which is true, but my YouTube channel is Coolkid 9159. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. And for Darkbrand and Samurai Drew of the Runaway Warlords, they both run the Runaway Warlords channel, but they list them as separate names. So I understand that, but I don't know. I don't know about the other people. I did recognize some of the names might be easier to look up for their YouTube channel, but some of them it's I would presume it's harder. So yeah, that's my only real problem. But the video itself was pretty cool. I definitely love it. Check it out. But yeah, back to talking about Yamato, guys. Yeah. Whatever it turns out to be, I'm totally excited to see whatever cool ass abilities that freaking Yamato is ready to show out. And plus, I'm sure I'll be doing more of these Yamato discussion videos since I love talking. Thanks, camera, for suddenly stop recording now. Where was I? Got one of these days. I just gotta get a new camera that, doesn't do that. But yeah, I think I was saying that, I like talking about him. I like talking about Yamato. I think actually Yamato is probably, I would say it is probably my, I guess most discussed character, most discussed in a One Piece discussion video or theory video or whatever. Actually, I might have to even make a playlist for that. But yeah, I'm sure whatever cool things Yamato does, I'll make more discussion videos about it in the future. How should I end this? I'll see you guys next time in the next chapter review, when we finally reveal the truth about Yamato's Delphi once and for all. Yeah. I'm just going to say this. Hopefully, Yamato's Devil Fruit doesn't get revealed in like a freaking Beaver card. Be like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot to reveal it, so I'm just going to put in the Beaver card. No big deal, guys. Right? Oh my god. He did that with freaking Kyle's Fruit. Please, Oda. Not a Beaver card. Not an SPS. Just reveal it next chapter. I mean, you might say, well, the leaks said so. It's just, I wouldn't 100% trust the leaks. You gotta have some kind of, I guess disbelief, because I have read leaks before that have been wrong as all hell. They've been pretty wrong. So yeah, just want to say that, just be careful and just to have a little bit of doubt with it. I mean, it might be true, it might be wrong. Well, we'll see with the next freaking chapter review. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention, what you guys think is Yamato's devil fruit could be, or I guess for the people who already know, I don't know, probably by the time this video comes up, I have seen the leaks. I mean, I don't really care for spoilers. I just care for this one moment because I really want to do this video. So yeah, that's really the only reason. Yeah. But yeah, actually, you know what? Just an off question, like not just pertaining to Yamato, but like, what kind of mythical fruit would you guys want? I don't know, like, don't care about Yamato, but like, if you have one mythical fruit in the story, which I don't think we're after Wano, we might see like at the max 3 more, but I don't think we're seeing that many more. I really want to see, what's a really good one? I want to see like Vishnu, or just like, any type of Hindu god, because, I mean, we get the Buddha, and we might get some like, Shinto gods, but, you don't see like, I guess a lot of Hindu gods, so, that would be interesting. And I'm sure we're going to get, a couple of, in freaking LBAP, some Norse gods. So yeah, that's what I got. So I don't know what else I should say. Actually, I guess also, do you think Wano's ending next chapter? Probably not. Wano's going to go on forever. I mean, we've been 3 years at that point, and we're technically longer than Dressrosa. So yeah, boy, can't wait until people start complaining about this arc being too long. Yeah. See you guys later. Actually, I did pretty decent on ending this video.